today we're going to be working on Lesson 7, Understanding Equations. So we're starting with a word problem. Your brother is going away to college, so you no longer have to share a bedroom. That's a good thing. You decide to redecorate a wall by hanging 2 new posters. The wall is 14 feet wide, and each poster is 4 feet wide. You want to place the posters on the wall, so the distance from the edge of each poster to the nearest edge of the wall is the same as the distance between the posters. As shown in the diagram below. Determine that distance. So we're going to call that D distance, D. So D represents the distance. So if we look here, we've really written an equation because what we have is D plus 4 plus D plus 4 plus D is 14. So we have 1, 2, 3 D's plus 4 and 4 makes 8. And that gives us 14. Alright, then to solve, we're going to take the distance of the posters away. So that would be subtract 8 from each side. That leaves me with 3 distances would be equal to 6. And let's get this down a bit. That means each distance is going to be 2 feet. So going back up here, I will make a note that this is 2 feet, this is 2 feet, and this is 2 feet. Now on the next page we have some more questions about this. No, it's a different problem. It's a similar problem. The diagram looks pretty close, but the numbers that we'll be working with are different. So, moving on. So this question is about your parents are redecorating the dining room and they want to place 2 rectangular wall sconce lights that are 25 inches wide along the wall that is 10 2/3 feet wide. So the distance between the lights and the distance from each light to the nearest wall are the same. Design the wall and determine the distance. I'll pause that to get some paper. I feel like I would rather just write this on my own paper and then I'll transfer it. So the issue is I'm given information in both feet and inches and I need it to be in the same unit in order to answer the questions being asked. So first I've got 10 2/3 feet and I want to convert that to inches. So I have to remember that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So I'm going to do 10 times 12 is 120 inches. And then 2/3 of a foot would be from 3 to 12 is times 4. 4, so that's 8 inches out of 12. 8 inches, whoops, 8 inches out of 12. So you've got your 120 inches plus your 8 inches is 128 inches. So 10 2/3 feet equals 128 inches. So right up here, I'm going to put equals 128 inches. Alright, so I've got a distance here, a distance here, and a distance here. D equals the distance in inches. Okay. I kind of have to, I'm just going to fold that over. Or actually, maybe I can just go here now. This one's in inches. So the expression that I'm going to write, it's already kind of written for me. D plus 25 plus D plus 25 plus D equals 128. Because remember, this time we're dealing with inches. So I have 3 distances plus the lights together are 50, and that's going to give me 128 inches. So first I'm going to take out the width of the lights, and that gives me 3 distances equals 78. So I'll divide 78 by 3. The distance is 26 inches. So, this question here says, what value of y makes the second equation true? 26 would make this is the second equation. So, we have completed that one way, but because the information was given in two different ways, now we're going to do some conversion to change the inches into feet. So, this is kind of just a little extra work to show that conversion. So 25 inches would be 25 out of 12 feet because there's 12 inches in 1 foot. So that would be 2 with 1 left over out of 12 feet. So right here in my diagram, 2 and 1/12 foot, 2 and 1/12 foot. And then I can go down here and I can write an equation. And this time I'm looking for feet. So I think there's a misprint right there. Get that fixed for next time, but you may just need to mark that out and write feet. Alright, so still using distances, but let's call it x now because we're talking about feet. So x is going to be my distance in feet. I've changed my variable because I'm talking about a different value now. So I've got x plus 2 and 1/12 plus x plus 2 and 1/12 plus x equals 10 and 2/3. Alright, so 1, 2, 3 x's plus 4 and 2/12 equals 10 and 2/3. And now I would need to subtract the 4 and 2/12 from each side. I think I'm going to do that on my other paper. So I've got 10 and 2/3 minus 4 and 2/12. Okay, so to subtract with my fractions, I need a common denominator, which is going to be 12. So I don't really need to change the second fraction. But this one, I would need to go from 3 to 12, and that's times 4, so then 2 times 4 is 8. Alright. 10 minus 4 is 6. 8 minus 2 is also 6. But that simplifies to 1/2. And I'm going to leave it at 6 1/2 until I need to make it something else. So this is eliminated. I'm left with 3x equals 6 1/2. I'm going to divide each side by 3 to figure out the measurement of the distance there. So I'm going to get x is equal to, I'm going to go back to my work paper, maybe switch colors, 6 1/2 divided by 3. So I need to rewrite this as 13 halves times 1/3. 13 over 6, which is 2, with 1 out of 6 left. So this is my distance in feet, 2 and 1/6 feet. Okay. So I'm going to write that with my pink, 2 and 1/6, 2 and 1/6, 2 and 1/6. I'm going to put feet. Or, the other way that we solved it was 26 inches. So let's see if those are actually equal to each other. 26 inches equals 26 over 12 feet, which would be 2 with 2 left over out of 12, which would be 2 and 1/6. So these are actually equal to each other, but one is given in inches and one is in feet. And this is a good problem to show why it's important to be very careful with your labeling. Honestly, this is the third time that I've written this down, because the first time I kept getting my words jumbled and I was saying inches instead of feet. So, be very careful and precise with your labeling. Take it slow and that will help you. Let's see what's next. Oh, the ages of 3 sisters are consecutive integers. So, their sum is 45. Calculate their ages. Use the tape diagram to find their ages. Alright. Consecutive means in a row. We've got 3 sisters. So, here we go. This sister, X, is the first sister. So the next one would be 1 year older. Consecutive is in a row. That's the second sister. And the third one is 1 year more than that one. So X plus 1 plus 1, or just X plus 2. And that's the third sister. So all together, they are 45. So here's my equation. X plus 1 plus X plus 2 is 45. So 3 sisters plus the 3 years is 45 all together. Okay, and I'm going to subtract the 3 years. 3x is 42. Divide by 3. So, I ran out of room. I'll just put it over here. That's saying the first sister's 14. And the next sister would be 14 plus 1, which is 15. The next sister is 14 plus 2, which is 16. And then to double check ourselves, let's just add those all together. And I got 45, which is what I needed. So that was just checking it, and it checked. Looks good. I'm going to pause this and do the other two, then I'll just talk about them just because of time. So we had actually already done what it's asking us to do here, which is X would be the youngest sister, the next sister is X plus 1, and the next one is X plus 2. And then determine if your answer from part A is a solution. It is, and that was our checking step right here. So we've already done those things. There's one more exercise. I'm just going to make it in a YouTube video, and it will be on the page under the Edpuzzle.